Okay, let's see if anybody's going to come on. I know this is quick, but I just wanted to wish everyone a happy new year. Hey, what's up?
Hey, nothing.
Oh, nothing. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Your dad's not here.
Happy New Year.
He probably should be walking through. But I'm on a video,
Okay.
so I probably. Hello. Sorry about that. Hey, Latrice. Had to step out for a moment. Um, I hope everyone's doing okay today. For those people who have been saying that they weren't able to post on my lives, and I should put that in the comments. I think YouTube had something new going on that if you're not subscribed, that you can't post, something like that. I'm not sure exactly, but I saw it somewhere that I lost it, and um, now I can't find it again because I wanted to let those know who have been saying um, that they needed to, because sometimes, YouTube unsubscribes people. And then, they're wondering why they can't post. And it's because YouTube has unsubscribed them. So how is everyone doing? I just came on. This is just impromptu. Um, I just wanted to kind of get our community together and to say Happy New Year. And I hope that those of you that are in here will post so that we can, kind of talk, kind of go over what happened this year. We still have a few more hours in this year. So Happy New Year, Latrice. But I won't be doing any readings, so I know some people probably won't want to stay. Oh, thank you, Latrice. I'm working with it. One of those things, that you have to get used to. So I'm working with it. How have you been? How has your year been this year? Mine's has been kind of up and down and just kind of all over the place. This year has been kind of chaotic for me. So everybody put in the comment what their year has been like and what they expect it to be coming up. It's a brand new year, brand new start. And it's not like you have to make a New Year's resolution. I'm not doing that. But, well, the only thing I'm doing is trying to do things better and not letting things that I can't control, um, get the best of me, because there's some things that we can't control. And tonight, though, we're not going to talk about things that, we want to bring the new year in a happy way. So, we can't forget about what's going on in the news, I know, but we don't have to let it consume us. Not tonight, anyway. I'll put it that way. So who else is here? Let me know where you're from right now. What city are you in or state are you in? I'll put it that way. What state are you in? Latrice, where are you from? Is anybody celebrating tonight? I hope, yeah, Latrice, you can comment. I hope people can comment because I've been getting a lot of that lately. They can't comment, and I don't know why. So, anyway, and another thing I thought about today, guys, you know what? Is this person, I think that, okay, I'll just say it. You know how I can get. It is this person that, I go to the grocery store quite a bit. Hi, RD. Thank you for being here. Guys, let me know what state you're in. Anyway, I just want to tell you a brief story because I think this is one thing that I think we all can do, if you're up for it, that can help others feel better. Okay, so it's this grocery store that I visit a lot, right? And when I say a lot, I go at least twice a week because I like fresh stuff. And there's always this, oh, Minneapolis. Okay, is that where all of this stuff is going on about the fraud? Anyway, we're not going to talk about that, RD, whatever, because like I said, we're going to bring the new year in a good way. It's this person. I go to the grocery store, like I said, a couple of times a week because I like fresh things, right? So it's this person there. She never, okay, I've been, going to this grocery store for years and she's worked there all the time. But every time I see her, she's always there, which makes me know that she works a lot. And she's always kind of, if we link eyes or anything, she's always got this frown on her face. And, I'll just smile or whatever. And she never smiles back or anything like that. So I'm just assuming that I don't know what the problem is, but she has a problem, right? I'm seeing you all the time. At least we could do is just say hello, right? So I didn't stop. I continued to smile at her every time I saw her. I mean, this has been, let me just say, the last 4 or 5 years. Within the last, I'll say, month, she started to look at me and smile. I guess she said, this lady's not going to leave me alone. I have to smile at her. So, maybe that's something we can, do to maybe help others feel better. But I'll say like the last month, she's been kind of, even if she sees me, sometimes she's bagging or whatever. Sometimes she's just putting away the carts. It's like if she sees me in line, it's like she's looking at me to look at her so she can smile at me and say hello. And today she said, Happy New Year. I was like, wow, okay, finally, something out of you. So, yeah. Hi, Sissy. How are you? So, that's something I want to do more of. I think that because of the way things have been going for us all, that I think people are forgetting how to connect. A lot of people are just having a hard time or they're down because of all the things that have been in the news and, things that, it's affecting a lot of people. So, hi, Shirley. How are you today? And Happy New Year to you. So, I think that's one thing that I'm going to try to focus on. You know what I'm saying? Because even just her looking at me in the eye and smiling, and I mean, of course, the grocery stores were just packed today because everybody's getting ready for, tomorrow, the new year. And, I'm sure there's things going on tonight too for New Year's Eve and that kind of thing. So the lines were long, long. And, like I said, I was just shocked. I was like, wow, she even said something today. So, hi, Joy. Joy friend 888. Happy New Year. So, anyway, that's one thing that I'm going to look forward to doing. What are your plans for the new year? Do you have any short-term plans or even long-term plans? Doesn't have to be any big thing. Do you have any New Year family traditions? Um, Not really. My husband and I, we always, we stay up and we watch the ball drop and we do a toast, and we've been doing it for years and years. So, of course, we're going to still do that. But, I know all the things about, let's see. Have you guys heard that you should have black eyed peas, greens? Let me see. I'm trying to remember everything. Um, you okay? It's not good if a woman comes to your house on New Year's Day if she's the first person that enters your house. Have you guys heard anything like that? Hi, Karen. And Happy New Year to you. Hi, Catherine. Happy New Year. I am not a go out, me either. Mm-mm. I like being at home too. Joy said her family did that too. Yeah. I think I might have broke the tradition because I didn't keep it up. But um, my children know about it, and sometimes my son will say to me, "Ma, you're not cooking any black eyed peas," and I think that's because he mostly heard my mother talking about it. Yep, greens and black eyed peas, and there's probably some other things too. Okay, what about now? See, this is why I know this is one tradition that's really old. I remember that my mother used to tell me, don't have um, any white sheets hanging on the line or something. So, this has to come back from way back because, we've had dryers. So there was no sense in worrying about that tradition. When I was my ex, he's Korean and Black, and we did Korean traditions. Oh, what were they? What were your Korean traditions, Catherine? But yeah. And if I thought about it, I think I probably could remember some more. But it's been so long, and like I said, I didn't keep it up. So, those are kind of like superstitions, I guess, in a way. Cabbage, peas, greens, pork, cornbread is what I will eat. Oh, so you're making that for tomorrow, Cece? Sissy, are you making that for tomorrow? Or have you made that for tomorrow already? We were polka dots and put money coins around the doors and windows. Oh, now see, that might be a good one because you can see if your money improves during the year. I mean, all of them are good. I mean, I'm not saying that any of them aren't. I just haven't kept up with them. Filipino traditions to do 12 round fruits on the table. Also fireworks. Now that sounds like fun. Okay, so what is the round fruits all about? 12 round fruits. Does that have something to do with the year, the months, the 12 months that are coming up? Um, that's interesting. Okay, okay, I read that one. Colombians eat the grapes. Good luck. Yep. Oh, it's for good luck. Oh. Do they have to be the same fruit? Good luck and abundance. Or do they have to be 12 separate fruit? Oh, it's what you'll be served. I won't be fixing it. Oh, you got it catered. Wow, that's nice. Oh, you eat them at midnight. Okay, now I can see that. Because grapes do come in a bunch. So I can see that bringing in abundance for you. That 888 at the end of your name also, that's about abundance also. Some families do the same fruit, some different. Okay. Hi, Brenda. How are you and Happy New Year? Brenda Williams, 2668. Happy New Year. No clothes washing. Yeah, it seems like I've heard that one too. After midnight, don't wash any clothes. So in other words, you got to have everything set the way you want it for the new year. Has anybody heard the one about, did somebody say they heard it about if you're a woman, I guess if you're married or have a man or whatever your relationship is, you can't have a woman enter the house first. Has anybody heard that? I have some grapes. I can try that one too. No washing clothes. Yep. Oh, wow. Thank you, Catherine. Catherine gifted 5 Divine Spiritual Tea memberships. I appreciate you, Catherine. Thank you so much. If there's anybody who is trying to post and you can't, I think you have to subscribe. I think it's something new that YouTube has now. I was trying to find where I saw that post that before, and I couldn't find it before I got back on tonight. But I think you have to be subscribed. And I know some of you said you couldn't post. I'm just repeating something I said before. But YouTube may have unsubscribed you. So make sure you are. No, thank you, Miss Mary. No TYSM. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. TYSM. Oh, no, I think it's, you have to subscribe for, I think, 13 hours. Something odd. Yeah, but seems like, I didn't know about the 13 hours though, Catherine. I thought it was shorter than that. But yeah, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it to put it up, because I did want to put it up. So, oh, I see. Thank you so much, Miss Mary. No, thank you. Thank you for being here, for staying here with me. Let's see. Yeah, okay. My partner's family did that. It's a Southern tradition, I think, to have a man to be the first one to visit the house. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, well, my family's from the South too, South Carolina. So what happens, guys, if a woman knocks on your door first, so you just not let her in? I'm glad somebody else heard that too. Yeah, maybe 5. It was an odd hour. Yeah. I'm glad somebody else heard that too, because I was like, I know that I heard it. What else, you guys? Me too. Oh, RD, you're from South Carolina also. Wow, nice. Well, I was born there, but I can't say, and I have family there. You go back and forth every year to visit, that kind of thing. But I wasn't raised in South Carolina. Hi, JoJo. NM. Hello and Happy New Year. Thank you for joining us. Catherine says, yeah, what do you say? Kick rocks? Yeah, you got to wait. You can't come in until a man comes in first, right? Wow. Some of the things, though, guys, I don't know. I just, you know, Karen, I would love to be a member. My parents had black eyed peas and stewed tomatoes, and a man had to come to the house first. Yeah, okay. Wow. Yes, guys, don't forget to like the video. I'm just getting the community together tonight just to talk, have some fun. We're not going to deal with all the other stuff that's going on. I was born in Charlotte, but raised in Lancaster County, South Carolina. I'm not sure where that is. Bishopville is where I was born, which is Lee County, South Carolina. Flawed, I'm doing good. Thank you, Flawed to Perfection. Thank you for joining us tonight. Yes, everybody, please like the video so we can get some others on here to celebrate. I'm doing better, a lot better. That's what I was saying. This year has been kind of chaotic for me, up and down, up and down. It was, I won't say that part because, I don't want to put things out in the universe. But anyway, things are better. Yeah. I can't complain, and I'm not going to go into the new year complaining at all. Pippi, hi, Pippi 807, Happy New Year. It's been a while since I've seen you too. Well, it's my fault. I haven't been on, but that's one thing I plan to do better. There's going to be some changes I'm going to make in my channel, and I hope that you guys will continue to stay with me. I know some of you are diehards, and I appreciate you. First of all, guys, I want to say that. Lancaster is right below Charlotte. I know where Bishopville is. Really? You know how small it is. Wow. That's unusual. A lot of people don't know. Happy New Year to you too, Flawed. Don't know Bishopville. It's very small. Very, very small town. So, yeah, that's where I was born. So, how is everyone else bringing in the new year? I don't go out, no partying, of course. Not now, too old for that. Plus, even if I was going to do something, it probably would be going to somebody's house or something like that. But our tradition, me and my husband, is we just stay home and celebrate with each other. It is a small world. Isn't that something? It is a small world. Yes, it is. And it's something that, we all can get, online and talk to each other and meet new people and that kind of thing. That's a good part about this. Yeah. Yeah. Who wants to do that anymore? Plus, things have gotten so crazy now, guys. Back in the day, you could, but that was a long time ago. Now you can't. Pippi 807. I usually fall asleep and wake up when I hear the noise. Yeah, see, that's another thing. All the shooting, all that kind of stuff. I don't want to be around that, But what about people? Hi, Norgie. Thank you. Happy New Year to you, Jojo. Jojo said I made the black eyed peas with ham hock for the first time today. We always stay home, my 2 kids and hubby. We celebrate together. Yeah, I think that's fun, just staying home, maybe playing games or something like that. Um, just having a good time with the people who are close to you. I like doing that kind of thing too. So my kids are not in town, you know, um, so, they celebrate with their families and, me and my husband, we celebrate. So it's all good. Yeah, but oh yeah. Okay. Is there anybody here that knows people that go to church tonight and they bring in the new year at church? Yep. I always pray the new year in at midnight. Yeah, there's people that they're in church and they're praying the new year in at church. I can remember back in the day, my mother we used to kind of do that kind of thing, but I forgot what they call it. But as a grown person myself, I've never done that. I'm at home. Anyone over 40, we are in bed before midnight, no drinking, just food and relaxing. Yeah, that sounds good. Well, I did go get pizza today because I was like, that's it. That'll be good for whenever. RD, yes, the Pentecost. Me and you must be related or something. The Pentecostal way. Bishopville, you're from, been raised in South Carolina, Pentecostal. So, that sounds very, very familiar. Pentecostal way. Happy New Year, Blueberry 357. Thank you. I hope you're having a good one. Yes. Church of God in Christ. That, church, and I've, visited several different kinds of churches. I don't know, that Church of God in Christ, which is how I was raised. When I look at that church and the rituals that are in that church, that church, and not that the Catholics have rituals too, but they are a little different because theirs are more subtle. You don't realize really that you're involved in some kind of ritual. But the Pentecostal churches, it's all out in the open. And when I look at, if you do research and you look at how Africans, they don't, in the past, I don't know what's happening now, but when they like worship the spirits and that kind of thing, it's similar to the Church of God in Christ, Pentecostal. Some of them. Now, there's some Pentecostal religions that are just outright, I mean, not churches, I won't say religions because they're all religions, that to me, that are just outright, just over the top. And there are some of them that just remind me of what was probably done in Africa, and it just carries over from there. Oh, Christine says thank you for her gift membership. Yes, thank Catherine for that. Oh, you think so too, RD? Yeah. Yep. I think that's what's happened. I think that's where it's come from. It's loosened up a lot though, because I can remember, like you couldn't wear short sleeves. Everything has to be covered up. At some point, you couldn't wear pants, no makeup. The jewelry has to be very, very subtle. It's not like that now, of course, but Nora says she will not be driving tonight, but I pray no one gets hurt from someone's bad decisions. Yeah, and you know what? Our roads were pretty bad earlier today because it was kind of snowing. So I don't know. if you guys are where you're at, if you're getting snow or not, but I was coming home and I was like, wow, I was so glad to get home. Yeah. Christina says, yeah, religion is upsetting. Yeah, sometimes it is. Um, RD says she remembers she's been there, done that, but not anymore. Yeah, me either anymore. But you know what? Sometimes people need religion for whatever it is, for whatever the reason is. I think that's a step. If you can decipher what you're getting, it's a step in the right direction if you want to eventually get to where you need to be. And if you don't let others in that church control you and tell you how to live your life. And I really think that, because I think it innately, we already have that in us. And if you just live by the universal laws, and treat everybody like the way you want to be treated, I think you're fine. And we all know that, we're not God. We are part of God. Um, we're not the creator, but we do create because we have that in us innately. Um, I don't think they teach that part enough. Yeah. Oh, RD girl. Oh, yeah. Remember when about what was that about? Now, I'll tell you another story. My grandmother, which is, my mother's mother, of course. And they're both passed now, my mother and my grandmother. But I remember, and she came from South Carolina, of course, too, born, raised, everything. And my mother, too, and her sisters. But the thing about it is, when my grandmother came to Saginaw, she became Baptist, even though they all were in the same church. Some of them became Baptist, some of them stayed in the Pentecostal church. So I remember asking my grandmother, because what I do when I got old enough, like maybe 16 or 17, I was able to just, go to her church if I wanted or go to the Pentecostal church. I could do that. And I would go to her church sometimes. And sometimes we had these long conversations. You guys, if you haven't had long conversations with your grandparents, sit down and have them if you're still young and have your grandparents around you, because you can get so much information. But anyway, I used to have these conversations with my grandmother. And we got on the church one time and I was like, I don't understand. Why do we have to be in church so much? Now she's in a Baptist church. You know how the Baptist churches, they're so different. It's quiet, it's quieter. And there a certain time you're going to get out. You don't have to go back. And I used to like that about that church. And she said, I don't know why those people do that. Those people are crazy. It's not necessary. That's what she told me. Okay, so being young and everything, I'm really confused. This is what made me really start thinking about religion. What is really going on? Then my father was not religious at all. My mother was religious. My father was not religious. My grandmother was like, I don't know why. It don't take all that. That's what she used to say. So then it makes you start thinking, well, what is really going on? And then they were changing the rules. RD, you probably know this. In a Pentecostal church, they changed the rules whenever they felt they could, which was so crazy. Then I'm like, but I thought you said if God says it, you can't do it. You can't change the rules. So all of that was just so confusing. I'm still looking at the comments. Hi, Witch. Good to see you here. Yep. Let's see. Who else? Okay. Christine says, my grandma was a devout Christian. She passed this year. Oh, so sorry to hear that, Christine. And I went through a medium to contact her. She said to tell me it's not what she was taught. It's not what she thought it was. Okay. Explain that. She said, are you talking about being Christian? It's not. I went through. Tell me it's not what she was taught. Or is it being on the other side? I'm not sure. Explain that, Christine. That's interesting. Yes, which says, yes, I believe that would be true, that people find out that's not what, okay, so that's what you're getting from that. People find out that's not what they think, and it's not what they were taught most of the time. Probably, yeah, you do know, RG, because it sounds like me and you've been through some of the same stuff. Yeah, I believe it's about spirituality at this time in my life. Of course. Yeah, I wouldn't go back the other way. Okay, which digital says, I could be wrong, but I think it has to do with people think that it's one specific thing and that it's only one thing. And when you pass away, they find out that it's a lot more complex. Yeah. I think that the complexity, when you say complex, there's more to life than religion. Of course. Complex but simple. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Which says complex but simple. Like y'all says, spirituality, not religion. Yes, exactly. I don't think this is just my belief, and I don't want to put my belief out on anybody else, but I think you can give. It's nothing wrong with giving, with tithing. I mean, but I think there's more than one way that you can give, and there's nothing wrong with giving. You can give of your time. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be in a church body in order to do that. You know, you can help people in so many other ways, and I think that's all good. You know what I'm saying? But I think that people should rethink things. I don't know why we got on this conversation of religion, but I think that when you look at what is going on with the pastors, I mean, it's always something. It is always something. And they have these big mega churches, and then, don't get me wrong, nobody's perfect. Of course not. But they have the advantage of doing whatever they do is so big because they're controlling so many people, and people are vulnerable, and they let themselves be controlled because I think, it's my perception again, they don't want to take responsibility for their own lives, or they haven't realized that they are responsible for their own lives. So they let someone else come in and tell them how they should live it, what they should do, blah, blah, blah. When all you have to do is go within, ask the questions, and you get the answers. That's just my feeling. Contributions to the needy, yes. It's what's in your heart. It's simple, RD. Yeah, we came from the same place, girl, for sure. It's what's in here. Okay, given can be a lot of different forms. Yeah, you can give in a lot of different forms, which says, Christine says, I think we should give. Has nothing to do with religion, just good for the greater good. It's all bigger than us, we must contribute to the greater good. I believe that too. I believe that too, because there's always ways of giving, which says yes, the same way with celebrities most of the time. Yeah, true, true. Don't put your everything into a certain person, because the first thing I hear is when I say, sometimes, I have the one thing that I've been blessed with is discernment. I can go and knowing, that's two of my gifts among others, but those two in particular. I can go to a church and I can feel that preacher, his presence, or minister, whatever it is. And I can know right then, no, he's not right. He's not. And then I'm done. Some people say, well, which, I really don't go to church now, but this is in the past. And I knew that Spirit was showing me things. Well, he's just a messenger. You can't put your trust in the messenger. And I'm like, well, that's a silly comment, because why are you sitting up listening to somebody that it doesn't matter if they're telling you right or not? In other words, they're telling you what you want to hear. And I don't know. Why would you listen to somebody like that and then say, well, even if they are doing wrong, it's okay because he's just giving a message? Really? Wow. I don't want to listen to somebody like that. No way. If I know that they're telling me not to do something, but then they're doing it, no, I'm okay. That's the crazy part to me. Yep, that's discernment. Yep, you're saying yes, because those people will turn their back on you quickly. We've learned that recently with celebrities, for the people that don't already realize it. Right. Don't put people on a pedestal. That's so right. And they have so much money. Yes. And you know what? I know people that have gone to the church when they needed something, even though you've given it to church for years and years and years and years, they won't give you anything to help you. Is that backwards or not? I think that's crazy. Yeah. These people, like you said, celebrities too. A lot has come out this year, but I don't think it's over. I think we're going to hear even more stuff next year, unfortunately. But the only thing I can say, guys, is just try to stay grounded. Try not to let it penetrate you so much that you lose focus of yourself. Because I think that, and I said I don't want to talk about it, but I think that with this person that's in office now, he has a way of making people forget about everything else around them and put their emphasis on him. Whatever that little trick is that he uses, That's why I'm not doing it. But we all know that he's doing some other things too, or having some other things done. So for him. Yeah, you can usually tell who's true and who's not, and who has it. It's something. I don't know what it is, but it's something that I pick up on, and I'm like, nope, not for me. Yeah, Nicki Minaj. She sure found out. She lost a lot of support after she threw her audience out of the bus. Yeah. 2025 was one of the most painful years of my life. Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying, Christine. Especially if you lost your grandmother. You said your grandmother, yeah. Yeah, I don't understand his trick. I've seen right through him. on the gold escalator. Yeah, I can't. I don't know, but you guys, I can't even stand to hear his voice. It's like something about something. Well, like I said, I think his spirit or it's gone. He has nothing on the inside, really. You know, I'm grateful we made it through 2025. It's all downhill from here. You know what? I believe that too. And I think that's what we have to concentrate on. Is things getting better, being happier, because this past year, in some ways, it's been depressive. I think when we keep talking about the same things, that's what keeps it coming. You guys all know how the law of attraction works. Yeah, we see right through him, which says 2026 is going to be transformational. I believe that. I really believe that. That's what I'm working on, making it transformational for myself too, guys. And I think that you all should do the same. Yep. But you'll see, I'm going to make some changes on the channel and try to bring the community together more and do some more interactive things, um, and try to have some fun. Try to have some fun. That's kind of what's missing to me from my life, because so much has been going on. It's been hard to find that fun. I was telling my husband about that today. I said, I think we need to change things up. What about you guys? I don't understand. I don't know what that trick is, but he's doing something. He's doing something. Hi, Lisa. Lisa, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Brenda, I agree with you, Mary. I can't listen to his voice. I always have to mute the TV when he's on the screen. Yeah, sometimes he'll just show up and I'm like, nope, nope, I can't do it. I don't know what it is, but he's the worst that we've ever had. So they're playing Swan Lake on Russian radio. Yeah. Yeah, when he's on, nope, I'm not looking, I'm not listening. I don't want to have anything to do with it. What changes are you making? Which you said, yes, some changes would be great. Are you talking about the channel? What do you, guys, what kind of changes do you think I should make to this channel? If you have any suggestions, please put them in the comments for me. I'm asking you. So we as a community can see how we're going to move forward. Yes, for the channel. I like that you want some interactive. Uh-huh. Yep. I think that that's what we're going to do more of. I'm working on some things. I am definitely working on some things. I don't want to say yet. You know how it is sometimes. You put stuff out there and then it's like, but yeah. Yeah. It's just crazy because I think that things are going to change for a lot of us. I think a lot of us are going to change some things because of, especially this past year, what we've been dealing with. It makes you think. Some interactive readings. Okay. Crafts. I like that, Witch Digital. And I like the interactive readings too. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Which I think you're subscribed on my other subscribed on my other channel, which I haven't been to in a while, guys. I have an art channel, which is where we can go on and do whatever we do and chat. Whatever creative thing you do, cook, clean, just listen in, and we chat. I'm gonna get that back going again, and it's live, which is a nice community. Um, yeah, which which you said, or you remember? Okay, I mentioned it before. Um, yeah, okay. What I'll do is put it back in the comments, and then we'll go back and do some things. I think that'll be fun. Just to talk about whatever you want to talk about, because it's like having a little community to get together, and we can just talk and whatever, and do what we do during the day. It is that it's why I cannot talk to it. Did you get what I said? Okay, let me go back. Brenda, maybe I didn't. Oh, yeah. You said you can't listen to, yeah, I can't either. You can't listen to his voice. You have to listen. You have to mute your TV when it's on the screen. Yeah, that's me too. I can't stand him. Are you calling it it? You call okay. Yeah, keep an eye out for that because it's fun. It's different. And I think that's what we need. Because we need to focus on some things that are going to keep our sanity where we don't want to lose, like, you know what's going on for us. Oh, sound therapy. Oh, I like your ideas, guys. Thanks, Christine. A little sound therapy. Write this down at the beginning. You know what? I used to do that. I don't know why I stopped. See, that's what negative stuff can do for you. We're doing all this negative stuff, and then we get carried away with it, which is bad. It's like it kind of puts, you want to control it, but you can't. Look at how long we all have been talking about when they're leaving. And all Spirit says to us when we look it up, when we lay out the cards, is patience. Patience. Do we listen? No. We want to know exactly. That's just the way we are. Hi, Lisa. Happy New Year. ASMR. Would you guys listen to that? ASMR. I always, I thought about doing something like that. That is, yeah, that's interesting. I like your guys. I like you guys' ideas. I'm glad I asked you. And interact, being more interactive, crafts. I think we have to, you know, in a sense, learn to take care of one another. We're in this thing together. It's not. You can't let one person dictate how your life turns out because we are the ones that are in charge of our lives. We are. But yeah, we got to stay focused. Happy New Year, Lisa. A special mixture. with readings or something. Um, Now, are you talking about, oh, guided meditations? When you say a special mixture, tell me what you're thinking. What comes to mind when you say that? Lisa says guided meditations. I like that too. I thought about that. The shamans. Yeah, I saw that. The shamans in Peru said, you know who, will fall gravely ill. Yeah, I'm expecting that to happen anyway. You know what? Here's the thing. Okay, we all know it's coming, right? Midas touch was shocked me. I was like, wow. So I saw that on there on the Midas touch channel, in which they were looking at these shamans that had his picture up, and they used ayahuasca or whatever, that does something to your brain. I've never tried it, but just what I've heard people say. And it lets you see things. But they could have just asked one of us. But no, it has, I guess you got to have that name, shaman. You can't follow somebody that's psychic or sees the cards or whatever. Well, here's the deal. You can see that he's is coming. It won't be long, really, because we look at him and we can see that he's falling apart. But here's the deal. If, we know he has the best medical that anybody can have. And maybe they're just getting him up and sending him out to do whatever they want him to do and then sitting him back down. I mean, we don't see him 24/7. So, but what we do see is that he's not in good shape, period. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happened in 2026. Hey, Neek, it's been a while. Yeah, no, it's me too. Well, I keep saying it's been a while, but guess what, guys? I've been having these times where it's been up and down, up and down. And then I kept having so many problems, even with my, um, technical stuff. Even tonight, I saged because, okay, my internet went out. Then something went on with my camera, and I'm like, what the? I saged and I say, no, you get out and open the window. Whatever you are, you leave now. I believe in that because I believe that I have more control over that. But and I try to sage as much as possible. And next thing I knew, everything was up. I was like, okay, I had one of those tricksters around me or whatever. And so everything was up and I was able to come on tonight. But you guys that have been with me, you know how many technical problems, and I've been saging, but I guess I haven't been getting rid of it. But it's gone now. Good to see you guys. I'm glad you are here. Guys, hit the like button for me so more people can come in. We're celebrating. We're celebrating the new year coming in. Yeah, 2026. Yeah, which that she believes that about 2026. The thing 2025 was allowed to happen. Yeah, it was a wake-up call. I think for all of us, for the people that got it. Anyway, there's some people that still don't get it. Yeah, to wake us up. Yeah, exactly. Oh, maybe ASMR with readings, etc. Great. I think I actually is leading people to be more open to psychics. Yeah, I think that that's what's happening too, Witch. But they have to go when we were talking about Midas touch. I think they have to have something more legitimate, and a shaman to them is more legitimate. They would never say a psychic said something on their channel because there's, I guess, you gotta have proof or whatever. I don't know that shamans can prove it, but I guess maybe people listen to them more. I mean, most of them are men, of course. That makes a difference, and a lot of psychics are women. So we know how that goes. I think I actually is leading people to be, yeah, yeah, exactly which more open to psychics, etc. And it's becoming more obvious people that are just medical are stating it. Yep. It's been experts on YouTube talking about his medical issues. Yes, yes, yes. Lisa said, I don't watch the news very much anymore because it's just too much. Yeah. Yeah, I stopped watching the news too. But it comes on, you get online, everybody's talking about everything. So you get to hear everything. Yeah, that's interesting. Be here because things do mess with things like connections, yes, etc. The weirdest thing is missing objects that were supposed to be in a certain place. Yes. Mm-hmm. Agree. Okay, spirit. Where is it? Did something just happen here just now? I don't know. And it'll come into my spirit. Yeah, order some, Christine. Yes, Palo Santo. I have both. I use this for my sage. To clear the negative energies, but the Palo Santo is for bringing in the good energy. Okay, and you do need to balance it. So I use both too. Yeah. Christine says the administration doesn't like readers having free speech. They mess with y'all algorithms. You know what? Yeah, that is so true because you know what? The thing that happens, and I've noticed that's been happening with all the readers is that our the listeners, the numbers have really, really dropped. And I think that has something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? They're controlling. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I think these people have a lot of control over a lot of things because they have a lot of money. So, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. If they could stop us from talking, they would. If they could take that away from us. I mean, trust me, he's tried. That's why he started with what's the host, the late night host? He was coming around to the rest of us eventually. But I think that didn't go the way that he wanted it to go. Of course, he wants all of us to not be able to talk or don't talk about him, or he can say what we can talk. I mean, it's just crazy. Jimmy Kimmel, yes. Which says, I haven't noticed it much, but there was one or two channels that I was subscribed to and I become unsubscribed. It wasn't a reader, but it was somebody. Oh, okay, on the left. Yeah. They unsubscribe you. I've noticed that too about some people that I was subscribed to. And I'm like, I thought I was just subscribed to them. And then I wasn't, because I started looking for them again. And I realized that I was unsubscribed when I did find them. Yeah. Um, yeah, he's also tried to come after other late night comedians. It's not working for him, because these companies are losing money too. I noticed too, they are unsubscribing people on readers. Yeah. Guys, do you see what we're learning just from this year? All the things that have happened that you didn't expect. Don't be surprised if they have their hands in these platforms also in some kind of way. And we probably won't find out about it until later on. You know what I'm saying? It'll all come out. But yeah, he's even made things, if news doesn't talk good about him, that he's going to do something or something should be done to them. Yeah, it's crazy. Why does he need that much control? You heard about the changes he made to UPS? No. Tell us about it, Christine. I haven't heard about it. How can he USPS. Okay, USPS. I guess, is that federal? I remember that guy that was in there that, yeah, they were doing things to stop um the mail-in votes from getting in. One person I think you should look at is the enemy from within. He is a trucker, but he's on the right side of history. Okay. The enemy from within. I'll check him out. Yeah, it's supposed to be federal. That's what I thought. So I guess he can do some things. I think that guy's last name was Joy or something like that. That was messing around with the mail-in votes, or he kept moving. He kept changing rules, and they were eliminating the mailboxes and that kind of thing. He, you know, whatever way he thinks that he can get in. Oh, we're not supposed to be talking about that. Anyway, your mail won't be postmarked until they get around to processing your mail. No more guaranteed postmark on the same day you drop off your mail. Wow, no, I didn't hear that. That channel got its name from what Orange said about being the enemy from within. Okay, I'm going to check him out. Wow. Well, I'm sure they've laid off a lot of people too from USPS, just like everything else that, he's trying to get rid of people from everywhere. He doesn't want anybody to have a job. In other words, he wants us dependent on him, right? That's not going to happen. So, yeah. And not only that, I mean, so many things. When I think about like the meat packing places and things like that, who are supposed to be making sure that the food that we get is good. We have to be worried about that kind of thing now. The CDC, we have to be worried about diseases and stuff now that we may not hear about. It's just, everything's just so crazy. Oh, he knows it. He knows actually what's coming and has been happening to the supply chain. Okay. Wow. Christine says It's designed to mess up mail-in votes and mailed-in tax returns. Anything to mess with the people. Yeah. They call, okay, Neek says he has halted all federal payments for childcare. You know, I heard that. I heard about that. And did anybody, I don't know if this is true. Today I was scrolling through and I saw someone say that the person that got all this started is a fraud themselves. They found out that the daycare centers that he says were closed aren't really closed. And it was made up. And so I hope he gets what he needs from that too. I hope he gets what's coming to him. You can't just stop people's income like that. You know what I'm saying? So just take people's money. It's okay. Just take their money. I mean, okay, can you investigate first before you start taking people's money away from them? Just stop. You can't have it anymore. Come on. Can you make sure this is true, what this person is saying? Or do you just put it on the news and then all of a sudden you can't have any, you can't get your money anymore? Come on. Yep, Christine, I believe that. I believe that they're doing that to drive women out of the workforce. Yeah, they want to control us, but it will never happen. We shouldn't have to pay taxes since our dear leader. He doesn't believe in that. Yeah, he probably hasn't paid any. Have we ever seen all of his taxes? Have we seen everything, guys? I don't know. Yes, I wish we would do it in mass. We should do that about the taxes. If we could call, just collectively decide to do it, I would do it if we could do it as a collective. Yeah, the thing about it is, so you don't know if everybody's going to be doing it, and then they're going to come up after the people that didn't. And then, of course, you just opened a whole can of worms. I think that's hard to get so many people to participate. I mean, but I guess it's possible. I think from the moment he wouldn't show his taxes, that's what we should have done. It's like, he can't show his paperwork. We can't show ours either. We don't have to pay until we know that the president is paying. And I hope that that's a rule that they make now, because since it wasn't on the books like that, just they were just honoring that system that, we'll show our taxes. But I think it should be law now that we know what can happen if they don't do certain things. All these things all these little loopholes and things that he's found. I mean, you can be a felon. You can be a felon and still be president, 34 count, probably more, and be a graper. You can be that. You can grab them by the what, and say it out loud. You can be that. So many things that you can just be a downright criminal and still be president. And people accept that. It's okay. I mean, I think a whole lot of things need to be changed. And I think some things will be changed when he's gone. I think people probably, hopefully, you would think that they're looking into those things right now so that they're not just waiting until he's gone. So as soon as he's gone, some of those things, I think we're smart enough to know that, but some of those things can be implemented right away. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what you guys are talking about. which says she can't show hers. Um, let me go back up. Yeah. Well, the only thing we could do about that, guy, when you say collectively decide, I think it would probably have to be like a vote, like an actual vote. Should we not? I don't know how we do that because um, I guess we could put it to a vote for the states, and then they can't penalize you because it was voted on. But that's the federal taxes mainly because in some cases I feel like taxes are needed, for roads and to maintain your cities and that kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I think it should be put to a vote. I think that is a way to make sure that everybody does it for the most part. Um, yeah, you believe the loopholes will be fixed eventually. I hope they're working on it right now because he's not going to be here forever like he thinks. Muskie has our info. He will know who paid and who didn't. Yeah, but they gave him too much power too. I mean, you shouldn't be able to do that kind of thing. It's like the money rules, it does. One of the loopholes was with 34 felonies. Nothing happened. That was the biggest loophole. The judge missed that mark. Yep. I agree. Yeah, Pippi, I think it'll be changed too. SCOTUS needs to be impeached and jailed. Yeah, a lot of them do, not all of them. But yeah, well, will it ever get out that they're involved in some things that they shouldn't have been involved in? That's the thing. See, the thing is, there's a lot of people up there that are just downright criminals. I mean, in his administration, I mean, this is for entertainment purposes only. I shouldn't be talking about this, but in the Congress, in SCOTUS, but they're not going to tell on each other. That's the problem we have. Yeah. He's going to get away with it, Neek, because they gave him all this power. So whatever, well, there's some things, I don't know. The felonies, are those things that he still can be charged with, guys? I'm not sure. I'm not sure because I don't, when he's out of office. They recently put out an interview with Jack Smith, a ballot initiative. Yeah. Oh, which says she was hoping maybe we would do it like actually come together like people do for the No Kings protest. Yeah, but the thing about that is you can't guarantee that all those people that say they're going to do it is going to do it. We can come together and do a protest, but then when it comes down to it, are people going to be brave enough to really do it? Yeah, the IRS knows who pays. Yeah. Okay, they are state, so they can. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. He can still be charged. So, but it's like anything, the things that he's doing right now. They're saying, okay, so we gave the president immunity. So to me, even if it's a criminal act, that's a loophole because he got the immunity. Now, all these other people that are in his cabinet that are doing these illegal things that they shouldn't be doing, I'm sure they can get whatever, you know, they can get jailed or whatever. Um, but of course, that's not going to happen until he's gone because he'll just pardon everybody and get them out and all that. So, I mean, that's the bad part about it. Not everything is good as gave him was covered, most of it, but there's still some things. Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever those things are, I hope he does get punished for them. But I mean, I don't feel like he's going to be around here long enough for that. I hear that something will come out that's in the Epstein files that's going to shock everyone. I think it may have to do with boys. Well, I think the boys were included too. Now it's not just girls. Pippi, I think the boys were, um, but unless you're talking about something else that included boys. The thing about Texas was just a dream, sort of, if we could actually do it. Just a thought. I know it's hard, yeah, to do the numbers. Yeah. That would be nice, but who knows? Um, with my luck, it would be I would be the only one to do it and land my ass in the clink. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, we all get out there together and we say, okay, we're not going to do it. I mean, we could get, okay, we're going to go back again. Just look at Kamala. Look at what happened to Kamala. All those people were gung ho for her to get in, and then some people didn't vote. I mean, we all know the truth about what happened. Either way it goes, it was rigged. But do you see all the people that didn't vote? And then I think some people have to do, they have to do what others tell them, like their spouse. So even if they wanted to vote for her, they couldn't consciously go in that voting booth and do it and come back and feel like somehow their spouse was going to figure out that they didn't do it. I don't know, whatever. Instead of just saying, no, I am voting for her. And that's just period, the end of that, But some of us like to be controlled. So whatever. And they don't mind being controlled. Yeah, it's too cold in Michigan too. There's no way. No way. Ooh, that's interesting, Christine. People have signed a petition to have Nicki Minaj deported. Over 20,000 signatures so far. Well, they're deporting everybody else. I don't know why she would not be. Yeah, I wonder too. Yeah, if you could get 70 or 80% of people to do it, yeah. If you could do that. Yeah, I believe that, RD. I believe that a lot of people who said they were going to do it didn't do it. Because she still, I mean, it should have been so, well, it wouldn't matter if it was overwhelming. I mean, they did what they did anyway. And I think as readers, we all asked the wrong question. I think we should have asked if she would be sitting in the office and running the country. We were asking would she win? And the answer always came out yes. Everybody got yes. That's why a lot of times when I'm reading now, that taught me a lesson. You got to ask the right question. And sometimes I like to go down that rabbit hole, and people think, well, you're not trusting spirit. I am trusting spirit. I'm not trusting that I'm asking the right question. So as the questions come to me, I may have to rephrase it a little bit. That taught me something when that happened. Like, how could all of us be wrong? We weren't. We were not wrong. We just didn't ask the right question, you know. Yeah. Lisa says she's still my president. I hope that can happen still, but I'm not sure about that. Oh, I got you, Neek. Neek says, Dear Taxation Office, we are just joking. Yeah, I think we need to say that. For entertainment purposes only if you're watching. Yeah, she would have been an amazing president. It depends on the woman. I know what you're saying, RD, but some of them may be a little weak. You know what I'm saying? They may feel like they would have had to tell him, or if he pressured them. Let's just say she did win. I think those men would have been on those women like, are you sure you didn't vote? We're talking about control. When someone else can control your vote, someone that you live with can control your vote. I mean, it's different if you sit down and each one of you say, okay, well, I think we should, we agree on something because this, that, or the other, right? There's nothing wrong with the discussion. But if you say, no, I really want to vote for this person, and the other person says, no, I want to vote for that person, that should be the end of it. But I think some people are so controlled and some people are so controlling that, yeah, they could actually make someone do what they want them to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's certain people. That's those people who don't really have no control over their own lives. And they think that if someone is, if there's a roof over their head and blah, 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 the whole story, that they should follow that same rule. That's back in the 1950s days. I can't remember his name, but somebody that the right has been trying to prop up recently is talking about Max looking. The person said he prefers, Newsom because he looks good. He doesn't like JD. Yeah. I don't know. We got to wait and see. And I'm being patient to see what's going to really happen with her. Because logically, my senses are saying, why should she? It's a mess. And it's going to be a big mess by the time he leaves here. Now, is it possible that it could happen? Yes, with the way a lot of these states are turning blue. But there are still those that wouldn't vote for a woman, period, black or white. We still have that going on, guys. But, of course, I see a Democrat getting in. But logically, it's just hard for me to see that right now at this point. Hi, Candy. Happy New Year to you. Thank you for joining us. Just stopping in for a bit before I got to go. Oh, I'm so glad you stopped in. Thank you for being here. Pippi says, exactly. She won. We know what happened. Yeah, we know what happened. Yes, I feel strongly that she would be there, but before even happened, I had a deep dream with him still there, but I felt like she would win. So I felt like I seen it, but I didn't understand it. Yeah. Right before, they, all the numbers started coming in, I received that message too. Okay. That he would get it. I just couldn't fathom it. I just couldn't believe it. How could that happen? You know what I'm saying? So that he's going to be the one. It's, it was just crazy. I mean, it was like you say, you had a dream. It was like that day or something, or maybe a few hours before that just entered my consciousness. But even when I was watching it and I said, no, 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 she's supposed to have it. And it was just crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I believe a lot of those women just lied in our faces. I do believe that. Oh, great. Candy got a membership. She says, thanks to whoever Catherine did. RD says you don't think she will ever be. It won't. If she is, it won't be for long, because we got to get over this thing about women not being capable. Boy, I like that, Christine. Oh my God. That is that. Yeah, I can see that happening. Everybody's going to be excited. Everybody's going to be, I, you know, every day I don't listen to the news, but that's the first thing I look for when I go to YouTube. When I start scanning YouTube, I don't even read a lot of times unless it's in big letters what they're talking about. But I'm always looking to see, oh, he's not here anymore. Those are the words that I want to see. Whatever way, okay, it happens. I'm not wishing, death or anything like that, but he's ran away. He's too sick or whatever. However, the universe wants to give us that present. That's what I scan for when I open up my YouTube page. Because when that happens, hey, I'm jumping on here, guys, and we're all going to celebrate. Pippi says she's probably over it now. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, no, Mary, don't give them a cop out. You are giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not controlling it, called something else. I won't say here out of respect for your channel. Oh, okay. No, I'm not. I know what you're saying. You know me and you think alike. Okay. I know what you're saying. Um, yeah, we know what it really is, but there's that too. On top of that, yeah, some of that support was fake. I know what you're saying, RD. Yeah, some of that support was just fake. I agree. Yeah, she's probably over it, and I think, and the energies can change because I read on her. I think she's going to be doing more about this traffic kind of thing. I think she's going to maybe, not, I think she may be still in government in some kind of way, but I think that she's going to do something that's really, really going to help, and we will see it, because as president, sometimes you are limited because of the money and who all is supporting you and that kind of thing. And I think that she's going to show up in different ways, something that she can control, that we'll see. I think an actual woman president sitting in the office still a few years away, but it will happen. That's what I think, which is a few years away. I'm hoping that soon we can get out of this one person as president. Yeah. I think that we probably need at least 3 people in there controlling things. Europe is way ahead of us. Yeah, Europe is so much better. They called states before their polls closed. I heard the numbers flipping around. 11 p.m. Yep. Yes, Mary and Teacups. Oh, hey, Mary. Hey, Steph. Thank you for joining me. I want to say to my moderators, I appreciate you guys for hanging in here with me. I know I don't say it enough. Christine, Steph, and all of my others that are in here or have been with me. I appreciate you guys, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Yeah, I'm looking for that video too. Oh, you're going to celebrate. Great. We're all going to be celebrating. Yeah, I don't think I think we'll just see it. I mean, everybody, I think we'll just see it in people's attitudes and things like that. Because those people that didn't think this was going to affect them, and we know, if you know, you know, they are finding out that, they're having problems too, so they're going to even be happy. But right now, they're using their little power and their little, whatever little power he gave them to make them think that they're better, they're using that at the moment. And they're happy doing it. Yes, she's still going to be in a helpful position. I believe that. Yeah. I really think that she's working on that right now. We don't hear from her that much. She put that little nugget out there about she's thinking or whatever it was, and everybody just got excited. And I don't know why she did that, but she did. I'm sure there's a reason. She has her reasons for it. But it's so hard, because when you think about how it affected her family, and how I'm sure she has gotten so many threats. I mean, look at Bonnie Willis. She's back in the news, and all the threats and things that she says she's gotten. And she talked about MTG. I don't know if you guys saw the video circulating about her. They're still messing with her. She said they can't intimidate her like they did MTG and make her quit in a month like MTG did. And I was like, girl, you got that right. Because here's the deal. As a Black woman, you've been through it already. That it's going to take a lot, because you're going to stand up for yourself. And sometimes other people, because they've never had to do that, they back down really quick. I'm getting out of this or whatever. But no, nope, not us. Yeah. Which says, yes, definitely. That's what I was thinking. At least three or more. Yeah. So one can't try to manipulate. Yeah, I agree. Joyce says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. Steph saying, Happy New Year. It was fastest count in history. Right. I'm like, okay, something's wrong here. Because we knew a lot of those states were supposed to be blue that went red. And then it's like, well, I'm sure she knew too. But it was like, what could she do? I mean, she could protest, she could do all that. But I don't think anything would have changed because there's too many people that wanted that to happen the way it happened rather than have her in there. And as we can see, as we know now, they can manipulate whatever they want to manipulate. They do it. And they've been doing it all along. And we just weren't paying it that much attention. But this time he just went so overboard. And then he was granted that immunity and all that. And then he's doing all these different things, trying to change all these different things like the Kennedy Center. I mean, come on. That's going to be changed back, though, I know. Wow. I like that. Which she said she seen a video a while back and he did a reading and said that it's going to turn into an actual saying that people use in the future about don't be a blank. And you know what that means. His name. I like that. Yeah, they're just bullies. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, Sneak. Some people who still feel like they haven't been affected will know tomorrow morning. Doesn't, yeah, ACA in tonight. Yes. That's terrible. Steph says no junk food law goes into effect. Goes into effect tomorrow in my state for SNAP recipients. No junk food. They're gonna tell you what to eat now. Okay, so what about your kids that you might want to buy chips for, or stuff like that? I don't know. What are they calling junk food? That's crazy. Oh, it's only in certain states. Okay, so the states have to adopt it. Why? Why? I mean, what's the point? People should be able to eat whatever they want to eat. It may be junk to you, but it's not junk to somebody else. So they just want to control everything. That is ridiculous. Well, Pippi, I think it will because it's more of them that needs that, this benefits anyway, So, they get more SNAP than everybody else anyway. They have to. It's more of them. There's no way we outnumber them as far as that goes. So people forget about that. I don't think that's being cruel either. I think one thing is trying to make it where it's harder to get a good amount of food because even though they don't care about health, healthy food, yeah, it is more expensive. I agree they don't care about health though. Too many things that they've done to prove that. Yeah, who decides if it's healthy? You know what I'm saying? Who decides that? Who says this is healthy and this isn't? I mean, what are you going to do? You go up, they probably have a list. You get up to the counter, the register, whatever, and there's probably some little buzz or something that's going to go off that says you can't have that. And that would be so embarrassing. SNAP won't allow soda. Didn't read the whole thing. Wow. Yeah. Hmm. You can only get a very small amount of SNAP. No treats. Wow. Yes. And now they can call you how, yeah, they can tell you how to spend it. That's crazy. They try to make it sound like a good thing, but it's not. It's controlling. It's controlling. It is. Okay, so a lot of people, some people, a lot of people that I'm not saying most, I don't know, but a lot of people that are on SNAP do have younger children to feed, and they need snacks. I need snacks. Hey, so I don't know. It's just crazy. I need snacks, so I know the kids need snacks. If you are unhoused, you can't use refrigerant. Yeah, that's so true. You don't have the refrigerator, so snacks are the only foods you can use. True. Oh, thank you, Christine. Thank you so much for being here. Christine is leaving us. Happy New Year. Have a good one. Love you too. Yeah, I don't even know how they're going to enforce that. And especially, this time of year too, I need snacks. I don't know. Yeah. It's crazy how this government is really, this administration, he's trying to do his best to mess with people. I have my own personal thoughts about that, but I'll keep it to myself for now. Somebody's going to spend a lot of time on their life review. I agree. They already have it within a system was allowed, so all they have to do is update the system. I don't have Snap, but when you ring up stuff, it will be known if it's allowed. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. But wow. Yeah, there's probably going to be a certain code that's going to say you can't have that, and you got to put it back. And your kid is in the sitting in the car crying because he wants that particular snack. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I would say don't overdo it, especially if you're older like me. Um, but I mean, in moderation, it's okay. Oh, you think it was in the plan for a long time to get rid of s- snacks and things? Yeah, if they have cash. Oh, Project 2025. Hmm, I believe that. Yeah. Now those are the people, including the vice, whatever his name is, who really, because trying to enforce that, those are the people that need to be sent to prison to me. Trying to enforce Project 2025. Um, I don't know what makes them think that it's going to be okay with everybody for them to go back to do the things that they used to do. I mean, they can try all this kind of stuff, but I'll tell you one thing: they're gonna, if just say it was to happen, I don't think um, a lot of us would care if we had our own communities. I really don't, and it's going to be their loss. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got a lot of things to fix, a lot of things to change, and that's one of the reasons why I'm like, if I was Kamala, I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't have to, because guys, we always got to clean up stuff. Why we got to be the cleanup woman? Why do we have to be the cleanup women all the time? That is one of the reasons why people said stay out of it, don't march. We always got to come clean up stuff. Why is that? Why we got to fix it? And then after we fix it, somebody else gets all the benefit. That's not fair, and they're okay with that. Yeah, could be, Gavin, but I gotta wait till it gets closer. I don't know. I don't know about him. I don't think, it's good, but there's time for other people to, because he's Democratic, but there's time for other people to enter the race. A lot of people don't like him. So yeah, right now it's looking good, but we know how things can turn around. All he got to do is get up there and have one bad debate, and that's it. Um, okay. You think someone else is going to rise? Yeah, I think it's still too early. I think it's still too early. I mean, I want a Democrat, but I'm looking for somebody else to step up. He's not, I'm not really feeling him like that. I don't know why. I don't know why. It could be him, but I think some others are going to, he doesn't, it's too early. It's too early. But we'll have to wait and see, what happens. Yeah, I'm with you, Brenda. I mean, if I have to, I will. Oh, the Midwest doesn't want him. Okay. Maybe that's why I'm feeling. I don't feel him at all. And I'm in the Midwest, so I mean, no, something about him. That discernment. Something about him I'm not feeling. What's that? But it's interesting to hear some of these people that I was mentioning earlier about. I can't remember his name, but he was talking about good looking people. And he said he preferred Gavin. Oh, because he was. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Okay, so are we voting for people who look good? I mean, it's like you're in high school and you're popular because you look good, so people are going to vote for you. That's crazy. I mean, if we're still there, that's just, I don't know. Yeah, RD says she's feeling the same. I don't. Okay. Oh, yeah. I hear you, Pippi. But I guess, yeah, that's another whole conspiracy. Hmm. You think he'll get the nomination, Steph? I think I just feel like it's too okay. If we were to vote today, he probably would get it today. I'm sick of every damn body. I'm ready to live off the grid in the wild with the animals. Well, yeah, I'm sick of them a lot too. I mean, I think we've been through it, and to a point where, like I said, we need to focus on some other things. Let them straighten this mess out and see where the chips fall. All I can say at this point, I believe that Source is in charge. That's what I believe. Source, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, is in charge at this moment. And we're just going to have to wait it out. That's what I think. And whether I'll feel good about it again in the future, I'm going to do my part and vote for who I think is the best. I'm not going to say I'm not going to vote, but I'm going to have to be sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that we're just going to, like we're saying Gavin Newsom right now, but we don't really know everything enough about him. He got to give us, he got to come, he's got to have to come with it, because whoever the next person is that gets nominated, people are going to take a fine tooth comb and go through their lives. So they're going to have to be prepared for that. You can't have anything lingering out there, here or there, whatever. People are going to be like, nope, nope, nope. That's what I'm saying. We don't know what's going to happen yet. We just don't. We just don't. Oh, you live in MAGA land. Oh my God. Well, hey, Michigan is supposed to be like that too, but you got to do what you got to do. His administration messes up, the more popular Gavin will get. Yeah, because that's the thing. I see a lot of ego, a lot of posturing in him, Gavin. You live in the woods, okay. Uh, that's nice. Yeah, yeah. There you go, Pippi. Yeah, fights for everybody's rights. Everybody. Don't be playing when you come up in there and get the position. And you gotta make sure that certain people don't have certain things. Otherwise, you're offending other people. You have to keep the people that you look like happy. Oh, we're not playing that anymore. No. Show me something right now that you're fighting for everybody. And you better start right now showing me, Gavin. Steph, oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, you got to show me that you're going to stand up for all of us, not just some of us. Yeah, which says bring the receipts. Hmm. And if you are that way, it should show up. Not just that you started doing this because you decided that you want to run. No, you've been doing this all along. You've been inclusive all along. You know what I'm saying? This next presidency, whoever's running, it's going to be a lot on them, because I don't think anybody with what we've been through is just going to vote just to say they voted. You're going to have to show some proof, you know, that you want everybody to have a happy life. You're not going to be taking away stuff like, what, I forgot what they called it. Anyway, what we're boycotting Target for and some other places for. What did I forgot? Somebody put it in the chat. I forgot what they called it. But you're not going to be able to say, we're not doing that anymore. No, that's when stuff is going to happen, especially now, and people will get out and protest. I think it's going to be a hard fight. I think that they're going to really, really have to prove some things before we just say, okay, we nominate this particular person. Yeah, Biden. Yeah, I agree, Pippi. He did. He did. Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be a real race, and hopefully they'll have it all figured out so that we don't have to worry about somebody can come in there. They got time. If somebody can come in there and just take it over. I mean, we got a few years. Come on, people. Do what you got to do. That's why we pay you. It should be a real race. It should be. Let's hope. And if it's not, I just don't know. We're in trouble, you know. Control it this time. If they don't do their jobs and make sure that this never happens again, we have a real problem. They should have been working on this from the moment that he took office again. They should have been working on it. But we'll see what happens. I just feel, really strong, and maybe as things get closer, now we're so far out, we don't know what's going to happen really. We can read on it, but the energies change, and I'm not going to do any readings tonight, but I'm just saying in the future, if we read on it, the energies could change. But I see her saying, okay, I'm going to do it, because I feel like she was so disappointed. Let's see what Nick say. As long as Muskie's in the picture, still don't trust how the next election will go. Is he still in the picture? Is he still in the picture? I haven't been hearing a lot about him. Oh yeah. Well, they both got a lot of money, so they whatever. And he's just a spoiled brat. Muskie is. Yeah. Taking a back seat for now from what it looks like. Yeah, for now. Yeah. I don't think he was at the last. Oh, he's probably still working it then. Do you think he's going to have financial issues? He should have. I mean, but the thing about that is, he's got so many government contracts. President Elon. No, I haven't heard about him in a long time either. But if he's been with Dumpster at a Christmas event, they're still working together. Okay, saying he's focused on his technology. Yeah, I can believe that, but they are so manipulating. You never know what else they're focusing on. He might have gotten quiet because of everything that's happened with Tesla, and I'm sure he's lost a lot of money, although it doesn't matter because he got a lot of money. That he may have gotten quiet, but you can believe he still got his hands in some mess. That's just the kind of people that we're dealing with. Which says, yeah, I still don't trust him with that. Yeah, me too. I still think that something's gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? If he's still around him, you're hanging around him for a reason. And it doesn't have to be because you like him. Although they probably do really like each other, guys. Don't let it fool you. Because each one of them you scratch my back, I scratch your back. We may have a little disagreement here and there, and people may hear that, this or that about us, but still, we're all about the money. We're all about bringing that money in and filling our pockets with that money. That's the end game right there. When Orange is gone, he will lose a lot of leverage because Teal supports JD. Teal supports JD. Yeah. I think he's just going to lose a lot of people sick of him anyway, but I don't think JD is going to have that much power. You know what? I haven't heard that he's mentioned the files, Steph. I haven't heard anything about him in the files. But we all know that he likes what he likes. So, all these people that are trying to hide who they really are, and they want to put down other people for who they are. I think that people are not going to respect them like that. I mean, I'm saying a lot when we talk about all that Orange has done, and people still said, okay, this is okay. We're going to put him in office too, because maybe we'll become billionaires, maybe life will become the way it used to be, and we could use those other people to do all the work, and we'll put all the money in our bank accounts. You know what I'm saying? That's happened. That thought process has happened. But I think JD is kind of on a different level. I don't think people are going to take to him like they did Orange Peel. I just don't. That's just that's what I believe. Right, which I agree. Who isn't in the files? And him going down, but what's his name too? Gosh, what is this? Stephen. What's his last name? I always want to say Stephen Smith, but I know it's not Smith. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in there. Yeah, he's ready to take over, but he's no more qualified than Orange is. Yep. You got that right, Nick. Never to lose power. They'll do anything for that, to keep that power so they control everything and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Bannon. Yeah, Miller. Thank you. Which that's who I was talking about. Him. Hey, the sooner he's gone, the better. I hear you, Rose Blue. I hear you. Yep. About that heart and aneurysm. Yeah, I think they're all in it. A lot of them are. That's why they haven't gone down yet, guys. They're protecting each other. They're leaking out a little bit. See, this is what I'm talking about. They got too much power. Nobody has said, okay, you're going to jail because you didn't give us all the files. Who said that? That's why I'm like, it just does not make any sense. They were supposed to hand over everything all at once. What happened to that? Now we're finding out there's more and more and more. Well, just dump it. Just give it to us. But then they give you black pages. I mean, it's like it's a game. Voting would not be enough. Yeah. They keep changing their story, what they were going to do. It was just a hoax all along. Well, it can't, the only thing that makes that impossible to say is what's her name is locked up. Maxwell, she's locked up for it. Okay. So how did she get in prison for something that was a hoax? You had to have some proof. But nobody caught that. You know, he's just saying it's a hoax. It's a hoax. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so and then everybody believes what he's saying. Yeah, because the financing is going to lead to a whole lot, it's going to open up a whole can of worms. And guys, you know what? This is worldwide. This is a huge thing that they're trying to keep covered up. They don't want all that exposed. And even if they do expose it, there's still going to be some remnants of it left that people are still, you know, the traffic end of it. Why they're doing it, how they're doing it, where they're doing it, who's involved. It is so big. When you think about a little person, and I call him a little person, like Diddy could get his hands in it, and I'll even say R. Kelly. That's when things have to come to the light, because you can't have those people knowing what you're doing and they're doing it too and they're making money. We got to bring them down. But they brought them down. Of course they brought them down, but they didn't think that other people were going to be looked at too, you know, like Orange. He will never pardon him. People are going to know why, want to know why, you know? Yeah, it's global. It is. They can't come. It's too much. You're right, Witch. It's too much. They won't get away with all of it. No. You know what? You're right, Steph. They're trying to scrub them, but they can't. Um, they can't scrub them all. It'll never happen. So we are going to get some stuff. But what I want to know is what what is going to be done about it when we get this stuff. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? That's what pisses me off. That's exactly what pisses me off, because all of this is going on. You know, we've seen all these things happening. We think, oh, they should be locking up this person. They should be doing this. They should be doing that. They're still not doing. What is it going to take? What's it going to take? You think Andrew might start snitching soon? Or do you say something will happen? Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so they take down the little guys. They let them take they sacrifice them pretty much. You know, we're talking about Diddy. How can he get away? How in the world could he get away with that for so long, guys? Tell me how he got away with that for so long. And people are still coming out of the woodwork. He's not getting out. He's not getting out. He's not getting out. They're going to have trial after trial. You know, they got him. Now that they got him, no, they can't charge him or try him for what's already been tried. But these other things that are coming up, he's going to be in there long enough. You know, they don't have to rearrest him. They already got him there. Yeah, he was just a puppet. And oh, I'm going to tell you, whenever things happen like that, the people get involved that shouldn't get involved. That's when they start kind of, you know, showing little cracks in the curtain, because you shouldn't be in this position. You shouldn't be in the same position that I'm in. That's how they feel. You're making all this money. No. We got to bring you down. We got to bring you down a level now. You can't be here with us because, you know, you're different than us. And you can't have generational wealth in the same way that we have generational wealth. Now, you know, just like Diddy's kids, what's going to happen with them? Hopefully his mother has, you know, been smart enough to, I really hate to see the kids go down like that, especially the girls. Now the boys, that they may have been right in there with their dad. You know, he's probably groomed them and all that kind of stuff too. But if they weren't involved, and we know that little baby wasn't. I mean, but you don't know how karma's going to hit him. You don't know. We don't know that. You know, we don't know how the cards are going to be played, but I feel bad for them living one way, and then all of a sudden, you know, the rug gets pulled from under them, you know, and I don't know. But I'm just hoping that his mother has been smart enough to find a way to protect some of the money so the kids, you know, live okay, because it's not their fault. Yeah, I believe that too, RD. I do believe he's next. I did a reading on that already. He's coming up. He's coming up. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Steph, you're right. We're all in need of healing. We don't even realize how it's affected us. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I think about it, I'm like, dang, this really happened. You know what, Candy, you're right. I hope January starts tomorrow. Well, in a few hours. I know, in a half hour here. We might have to wait till next January. I don't know. To have one without him. Well, we cannot think about him, but I think he's going to be in the news. He's just going to be in the news a lot now. Yes, Steph, I believe that. You know, because when you think about it, if you're a woman, you've been in the workforce, or you just been around, it's always that kind of intimidation by men who think they are supposed to just have what they want to have. And I'm sure a lot of us have been put in that kind of situation, however way you handled it or whatever happened. For the most of us, we can think of some kind of incident, you know, something that happened in our past or whatever that can bring us right there with those other women, because a lot of times they just feel like they can have their way. I'm not saying all men, of course I'm not, but there is some that think that they're just supposed to have their way, you know? I think Rose Blue, I think he's already, I think those, we're not seeing him. Hootie, I don't think we're seeing him. Period. We're seeing someone, but I don't think it's the actual one. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about, RD. I mean, if you're a woman in this world, there's been some of that in your life, probably. Exactly. Exactly what I'm talking about. So, we just never, it will start you to thinking about things like that. Some of them have had just some horrific things happen to them, though, those women. I mean, when you think about someone taking you somewhere and you're alone, and I mean, and there was boys involved too. Yeah, rose blue. That's what I think too. There's a lot of pooties out there. You can look at them and see that. I don't know. Neek, what happened to that? I'm trying to think of who you're talking about. Corella DeVille. That's the first thing came to my mind too, Rose. Betsy DeVos. But is that who you're talking about? Yeah, Eric Prince's sister. Oh, the smiles too much. Okay. And that's probably true. I've probably seen that. The lady with the white streak in her hair. I think I'm seeing her, but is it Tulsi Gabbard? Oh, okay, Tulsi. I don't know. She did kind of leave the scenes, didn't she? Hmm. I guess we're gonna have to do some research on her. She hasn't been talked about lately. But anyway, guys, thank you all so much. I appreciate you all for stopping in. I really enjoyed this conversation. I hear the guns going off, which means that I got to go um, do a toast with my husband. And he's already got the music going. I hope it's not, you're not hearing it, but yeah, he's loud. Um, yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. And I am going to take into, I'm going to really think about all these suggestions you guys gave me on the channel because I really do think, I feel like we need to go in a different direction just for our own sanity. And Spirit has been kind of dropping that in my consciousness, and I think we've had enough. We've had enough. I've had enough. So anyway, guys, we'll see what happens, and watch the comment section because I'll be putting some things in there. So everyone, I appreciate you all so much. I appreciate you for hanging in here. And you know what, guys, I have to say this. When I had my accident and you all showed up, everybody gave me all those great wishes. You don't understand how much that helped me to get as far as I am right now and come back. I have to thank you all so much for being here with me. I appreciate it. And let's look forward to what's going to happen tomorrow and beyond. Okay, guys? Have a happy new year. Everybody, bye now.